against our own troops, I believe that we certainly have not run out of all the tricks that we can play to ensure that whatever they might have acquired, we will still neutralize them. And I believe we have the capacity to do that, and I believe the Nigerian Army is doing that. Now, having said that, the death of Lieutenant Colonel Abu Ali and a number of his officers and soldiers throws up another angle in the fight of the insurgents. Obviously, that young officer was a very good, determined, committed, and patriotic Nigerian. It was a sorry case. I felt bad when I lost him. But the truth of the case is that I do not even know him as a person, but I believe the current Chief of Army Staff might have had some personal relationship with him. He might have, in the process of his development, served as an ADC or a military assistant or something. Definitely, he had more knowledge than any of us can possibly boast of. But the average training of an officer is that you have to give purposeful leadership. And I believe that young man did it all the way. And that was why he was able to carry the troops with him. The soldiers felt bad that he got eliminated. Now, how did he get eliminated? Because in this type of situation, you invariably have these things happening often and on. It's not that it's all that bad that an officer gets, killed or something like that. But when you see a star officer who leads in the front, it's not a matter of just giving you orders. He's there. And I think we've had a few like that in this very particular operation. If you remember, when Lieutenant Colonel Obasanjo too got injured like that in Yola or something.
Yes, you're right.
So you find out that there are some of these officers that have been exposed. And of course, military work is a life and death issue. In fact, even at the training level, this is what is explained to you. It's a question of pledging your life to save the country. So, those who do it very sincerely and committedly like that, when you lose some of them, you feel it very, very seriously. So, obviously, I'm sure the Army is investigating what could have led to the elimination of those officers, and I'm sure wherever the loopholes have been identified, they'll be blocked.
Let's bring Mark on this one. Mark.
Well, it's definitely instructive to note that the Army is investigating what could have led to the death of Lieutenant Colonel Abu Ali and, the other soldiers that lost their lives in that attack on Malam Fatori. But that's on the one hand, because there are serious questions that have been raised, and one of the reasons perhaps why the military is investigating it. People are also talking about how some people do not want this war to end, and they think that right now there is some sabotage going on in terms of funding Boko Haram. That question has been raised, and then there's also the question, the persistent question, it would seem, of whether or not the military are being adequately taken care of. There have also been stories to the effect that the soldiers are back to days of hunger and not having enough or sufficient equipment to be able to combat Boko Haram. Have you heard some of these allegations, as it were?
Yes, I've read some of these allegations in the papers, but I see them more as speculative, in the sense that Nigerian Army that has been doing well since last year to decimate Boko Haram cannot suddenly get, short-changed in terms of equipments. I do not share that belief. Secondly, whatever might be done in terms of boosting the morale of the troops, I don't think anybody will hold it back. Even if it means diverting money to ensure that the troops are well taken care of, I know that the government of Nigeria, this current government, will not stop at doing that. But all told, Lieutenant Colonel Abu Ali and his group might have been compromised in one way or the other. I think there must have been some form of sabotage, in the sense that Nigerian army is trying very hard to get people to go back to their various villages and live their normal life. In the process of doing this, some of these released insurgents, they are alive, they are not killed. We don't know what their interest is, but definitely they probably still feel that if these people are left to continue going like this unchecked, they will finish all their friends that are still hanging there. So I cannot rule out the possibility of sabotage. That is a constant factor. Information getting to the wrong hands and then being transmitted to the wrong ends.
Isn't that why we have military intelligence to counter?
That's why we have military intelligence. I was just coming to that. You see, it will not even be the responsibility of military intelligence alone. The police, the national security outfit, and all the rest of them will still have to do a lot of work to ensure that information just do not get into wrong hands. Having said that, I believe that these people might have been waylaid on their way back from an operation, and that was why it appeared as if they just lost their lives cheaply.
Because I read a whole lot of things. Let me quickly bring this. I read a whole lot, and it has to do with an ambush, what we saw. But as Mark highlighted, it brought to the fore equipment, night vision, and some other things. They say sometimes a company will have just 1 or 2 night vision. So if you don't have those equipment that you could easily use in the night, how well can you operate? Perfectly well.
Well, we'll let you respond when we return in a moment after the break.